Hello, my name is Nathan Sharp, and this is my analysis of John Donne's Death, Be Not Proud. Introduction. Death Be Not Proud is a poem by John Donne. Also known as Sonnet X, it was one of the 19 sonnets that comprised Donne's Holy Sonnets. According to his biography on the Poetry Foundation, John Donne was born in England in 1572. His parents were Roman Catholic during a time when practicing that religion was illegal. Today, he is viewed as one of the first poets to explore ideas beyond human comprehension. Summary. The poem begins with the speaker mocking the idea of death as if it were a person, claiming that it holds no power and should be pitied. The speaker says that many aspects of life already share similarities to death, such as sleep or opium. And if sleep is as pleasurable as it is, dying must be more enjoyable. The speaker believes that death is not the final stage, but the necessary admission to the afterlife. The speaker argues that one should not dwell on death, because when someone dies, death is no longer something you need to worry about. Layout. The poem is a sonnet that follows an A-B-B-A rhyme scheme, meaning lines 1 and 4 rhyme and lines 2 and 3 rhyme. It consists of 3 quatrains and a couplet which is used to break up the status quo and get the reader's attention to deliver the final lines of the poem. Like most sonnets, the poem's meter is in iambic pentameter. The poem is divided into 2 parts, an octave, the first 8 lines, and a sestet, the final 6 lines. The octave introduces the idea of death's lack of power, and the sestet concludes with death losing all power over someone who is beyond life. My first element is theme. The main idea of the poem is that people should not be afraid of death, because when you die, your soul will live on. An example of this is the quote, "One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die." This is the crux of the speaker's argument, that at the end of the day, everyone will eventually die, so there is no use giving death any power. Another quote that embodies the theme is in line 9, "Thou art slave to fate, chance, king, and desperate men." The speaker is saying that death is not as powerful as it appears. Instead of being in control, death is subject to forces like destiny, random events, and acts of men. Death cannot be an all-powerful entity if it has so many factors that control it. My second element is the speaker. The theme of the poem is also embodied within the speaker himself, who has overcome any fear of death. Quote, "Die not, poor death, nor yet canst thou kill me." There are 2 major things that can be analyzed from that quote. 1, the speaker views death as something beneath him so much that it should be pitied. And 2, he is so confident in his faith in the afterlife that he has overcome any fear of death. It is also interesting to note that the speaker's argument isn't based purely on faith, but rather arguments that can be rationalized. Quote, "From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure, from which thee much more must flow." What he's saying here is that since sleep is so enjoyable by humans, that death must be even more. Conclusion. Overall, John Donne's Death Be Not Proud is a fantastic poem about the power to gain control over the factors that are out of your control. The poem masterfully uses many poetic elements, such as a strong theme and a confident speaker, to create the sense of triumph over fear. It effectively makes a case and provides logical evidence for the possibility of an afterlife and why you shouldn't let the idea of death stop you from living. Thank you.